Welcome to Geeks Corner. I'm Mr. Daps.
I'm Katie.
And we have new things. You may not be able to tell, but there are new things happening on Geeks Corner tonight. It's very exciting.
I was about to ask you to move that there. Thank you.
It's very exciting.
Yay! Also, what you are not seeing behind the scenes, this is the 6th time we have started Geeks Corner tonight. We did tests.
Yes,
we weren't actually starting it to an actual audience.
That is true.
We were merely testing it.
We were testing.
But we have both said, welcome to Geeks Corner.
Multiple times.
Yeah, multiple times. I am asking Mr. Daps to put it into... Ooh, that looks nice.
It works.
I'm asking Mr. Daps to put it into like a super cut of our day, but we'll see.
Okay, that's good. That's good. We do see you in the chat. We'll be acknowledging it and hopefully following around with it tonight, and it'll be a lot of fun as we test out this new way of streaming. Oh, we're quiet. I can fix that.
Oh, no.
Or you can fix that. Just turn up the volume.
Until then, I will just be loud.
Actually, you have to fix that to turn up the volume. Let me see what I can do. Okay. I'm going to put you on hold. And we're back. Are we louder?
I hope we're louder.
We turned everything we could turn up without completely breaking everything.
Yeah, and I hope that you're not... Oh, I
got a plus.
Thumb up.
Wait for it. Wait for it.
Legend. Wait for it. Anyway, are we better?
Hopefully we're better. This is the problem with new technology, but...
this is why we tested it 5 times.
Yes. Well, it sounded good when we played it, so who
did.
knows? Much better over here. Thank you. Glad to hear that. I like how we can see these things now.
See what things?
The comments are so much easier to do.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
All right, so we're learning this. It's good. We're using a new program for streaming called Ecamm, and it...
kind of sounds like an exclamation.
But
Ecamm!
Yes, and it allows us to use a Canon DSLR instead of a Handycam. So we're switching from Sony to Canon, which we like, and it seems to be working so far, hopefully. Anyway, it's been a crazy week this week, hasn't it, Katie?
We are magic key holders once again.
We are magic key holders again. How was your experience, Katie, becoming a magic key holder?
Mine was great.
Once again.
Mine was splendid, actually.
Okay.
Because I waited until the day after.
And how long did you wait?
5 seconds.
5 seconds. Amazing.
Yeah, I popped on a couple times on the day that it launched, and I was like, no, I'm not doing this. So.
I think that's wise.
Yeah, I just value my time.
So here's my big question for you.
What?
Do you think they'll run out of renewals?
No.
I don't either.
No.
I hope not, at least.
Well, so here is my take on it.
Mm-hmm. Is it a hot take?
No, those are later.
Oh, okay.
This is cool. This is from the fridge. It's a cool take.
Not like the studio.
No, it's so hot in here, guys.
We're going to be glistening by the end of this show.
We sure will. It's okay. The ladies don't sweat, though. So, yeah, what was the... Oh, renewals. Sorry.
Your cool take.
My cool take.
Mm-hmm.
Is that if they're just doing renewals... because they're not doing new passes right now. They're only doing renewals. They know exactly how many people are going to be buying what. I'm sure they are anticipating movement either up or down.
Well, you can't go up if it's only renewals. Oh, you mean like moving up to a different level?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Like, say that before you had an enchant key and you were like, I went a lot. I'd like to do the inspire.
Okay, that makes sense.
I think they're based off of surveys, and like they've got a usually pretty good pulse of the guests.
I also think every time around there's attrition, so you're gonna lose every level at some level just because of life, finances, whatever, people moving, getting different jobs, all those fun things. And I am very curious to see we'll never see these numbers, but I'd be curious to say, you know, if you have 100 of this level, what percentage did you have 1 year later? You know, are they at the 90,
That would be
80,
very
70, 60? And I don't know what's considered a good retention rate either.
Because even anecdotally speaking, we went to Carthay for dinner on Sunday night, and the table very close next to us, there were magic key holders, and the waiter was like, "Oh, you know, are you gonna renew?" They said, "No, we're taking a break after this,"
Which I found interesting.
Yeah.
Because they might be taking more than a break. Who knows?
So I don't know, but I thought that was very interesting. Yeah. I
Very
also,
cool.
like Bailey said, I did the same thing for Expo, for the reservations.
I did also.
I did not do it day of because I was like, it's random anyway.
We have till Friday and then Sunday.
And then we had till Sunday, and now we find out in a week,
Something like that.
week and a half. Oh my gosh, Expo's in 2.5 weeks.
Yep, it's coming very soon.
Anyway.
That's exciting. All right, another thing that's exciting, they updated Disney Enchantment this week. In fact, they updated yesterday.
We went from enchant keys to enchantment.
Oh, that would have been a good transition. I wish I'd thought of that.
Good thing I did.
Yes. Anyway, Walt Disney, Roy Disney, and Mickey Mouse have been added to the front of Disney Enchantment. What do you think of this new intro?
I love it. I'm gonna say like really great things. No, actually, let me get my stinger at the front. I think there is no reason that this shouldn't have been, that there is not a valid reason that it was not there on October 1st.
I agree.
Okay. To go on from that, I think it's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I think it is everything that Enchantment was missing. I cried, obviously, because it's beautiful and it's Walt talking about the Florida project and it's Roy's dedication. But what really got me is, of course, Mickey, of him saying, you know, they say it all started with a mouse, but really it all started with you. And that's so cheesy, but
it's true.
But again, it's what the show was missing.
Yeah.
And so I really, really loved it. It's also very funny because, obviously, friend of the show, Brett Iwan, voice of Mickey Mouse, the official voice of Mickey Mouse. Mm-hmm. It is still weird to me sometimes to be like, whoa, I know the person doing fireworks. Like, that's crazy. I had that moment yesterday where it kind of like blew my mind a little bit, where I was like, yeah, anyway.
So you loved it.
I loved it.
I do think it should have been in from day one, and it's a very needed, and it's so interesting because I feel like generally Disney immediately leans into nostalgia. Mm-hmm. They're like, oh, nostalgia, let's go get it. And for whatever reason with Disney Enchantment, they have an element of nostalgia, but they don't have that when you wish upon a star moment that they do now have.
Well, it's Enchantment is automatically at a disadvantage when people are comparing it to Remember Dreams Come True, which is personally my favorite Disneyland fireworks show, period. The old version, although I do like the new version. And when you have that start with, good evening, I'm Julie Andrews.
Yeah, you've connected already.
And 50 years ago, this was our orange groves.
That's the other show.
What? It's 50 years ago, whatever. Sorry, we just watched Disneyland Forever, so now it's all in my head. No, but it's immediately tying into the nostalgia of the park, and you're really connecting with that core base of fans. And so it was weird to me that Enchantment didn't have anything like that. It just felt like kind of like a Disneyland Forever did.
It was a very nice montage. Like it's a fun, it's got good music, it's got good moments. It just didn't have that like that grounding. It needed the grounding of Walt and Roy at the beginning. And I didn't even think, like, in hindsight, I'm like, of course it needed Roy, but it wasn't my initial thought of like, oh, we need Roy as part of this. And I think they did a really nice job of adding that in and really throwing a healthy dose of magic and seasoning on it.
It's also just nice to see Roy Disney
get some love.
Because obviously Roy has the bench on Main Street at Magic Kingdom with Minnie Mouse.
The movable bench.
The movable bench. So Roy does have some nods in the park. But truly, if you've read a whole lot of things, or even if you've read a few things, Walt Disney World wouldn't have happened without Roy Disney wanting to continue the legacy of his brother.
Yep.
And so I think that's a very important piece of history. And I really, really, really love that they've put that in the intro to Enchantment. And my first instinct was, how fast can I get to Florida to go see this?
Yeah, I mean, it kind of changed where you want to go when you're in, like it changed the gravity at night, I think, of the parks, and that'll be good. And I also think, for better or for worse, it means that this fireworks show is sticking around for a while.
I think so as well.
All right, we will see. Let's talk about Disney Legends. We got the new class, the 2022 class of Disney Legends. I'll read through them really quick, and then we'll discuss them. Anthony Anderson. We've got Kristen Bell. We've got Chadwick Boseman. No surprise there. Robert Coltrane. I think I said that right. Patrick Dempsey. Robert Price, Bob Foster. Josh Gad. Jonathan Groff. Don Hahn. Doris Hardoon. Idina Menzel, Chris Monton, I don't know if I said that right, Ellen Pompeo, and Tracy Ellis Ross is your 2022 Disney Legends class. What do you think about all these?
My first instinct was, wait, Don Hahn wasn't already a Disney legend?
Agreed.
It was one of those things where I was like, I'm sorry, how have we not given a legend award to Don Hahn? Especially, like, this is the 35th anniversary of the Disney Legends. That's kind of nuts to me that he was not already a Disney legend. I love...
You made Lion King famous twice.
I love Chadwick Boseman becoming a Disney legend.
That one made sense to me a lot. Yeah,
I think that's beautiful. I also think it's very in line with what we've seen from Black Panther 2, is how present he was and how his loss is so deeply felt throughout the not just the production, but the company. And so I love Chadwick Boseman. I'm not keen on the entire Frozen cast becoming Disney legends. I get that it's the 10-year anniversary of Frozen 1. But I think there are some people that I maybe would have made legends before that.
I'm listening.
I don't know. Again, I was over here thinking Don Hahn was a Disney legend. So I think there's a couple names that if you pulled them out, I'd be like, that person's not a Disney legend? Yeah, I don't know. I'm like, Patrick Dempsey?
I will admit,
Ellen Pompeo?
This seems like it's much more synergistic and marketing driven than perhaps previous years. And I think most of them probably deserve this.
Yeah.
And I do think they deserve it. Part of me is like, is this the right time for Chadwick Boseman? Mainly because I think it actually diminishes a little bit the fact that Black Panther 2 is coming out in just a few months. I'm like, because the cynic of me a little bit is kind of like, well, why is he becoming a Disney legend right before the movie comes out? Why not wait a few years so that he can be a Disney legend and be honored just for him, as opposed to, oh, we got this movie coming out in 2 months.
I think that this is just the first Legends ceremony since his passing.
I agree.
And so I think that they were just recognizing a large loss.
Yep.
That's one. Tom Hanks.
I 100% agree. Like, Tom Hanks to me would make sense. However, using my same logic, with Pinocchio coming out in the day before.
Day of. No. 8th. Oh, yeah, day before.
That might seem a little bit... I guess this one seems more blatantly like, hey, there's a marketing wing to this, as opposed to what did they really do for the bigger picture of the Walt Disney Company.
They made the entire cast of Frozen Legends. Of course, this is a synergy thing.
Yeah.
Like,
but I actually don't think that's the biggest synergy thing.
No, but I'm saying had they just pulled, like, Kristen Bell. That was actually my original reaction. So I was scrolling and I was like, oh, Kristen Bell, that's fun. She's done a lot of cool things for Disney. And then I was like, wait, also Jonathan Groff, also Idina Menzel, also Josh Gad. This is just Frozen.
Well, and like Ellen Pompeo and Patrick Dempsey. Like, to me, if you're going to do Patrick Dempsey, I would almost do Amy Adams more. I mean, Muppets and multiple TV shows and Enchanted, and they've got Disenchanted coming out, which, again, using my former logic, don't do it. But I think there's some other things that you could have done that perhaps would have felt less, connected.
Less overtly synergistic.
Yeah. And it's not that synergy is bad. It just, it was the first thing that popped into my head.
I have no problem being sold to. Just be a little sneakier about it.
Yeah. I don't know. And I'm excited to see it. I mean, I think the Disney Legends ceremony is always one of the best things at D23.
And it's not being hosted by Bob Chapek.
No.
It is not. Who's it being hosted by?
I thought you were going to tell us.
No, I don't remember the name.
Okay, there you go. I gave you a cheat sheet.
I can't read.
Oh, okay.
I'm illiterate, guys. Speaking of Jonathan Groff, Leah Michelle. Where am I looking? This is just awkward for everybody trying to watch. No, I don't think that the name is even up there. I think that you're messing with me. Cameron Hall. Yeah, you were messing with me. It wasn't even on the screen.
Well, I couldn't really read it either, and I wasn't scrolled up high enough.
So you couldn't read it either. You have better eyesight than me, and you couldn't read it either.
It's a new system. What do you expect?
Ah! This man just made me look a fool on the internet.
Okay.
I'll be in my trailer. This
Okay.
is my trailer.
I'm like, isn't this the trailer?
This is...
Yeah, I was like, I don't know that it gets any better or worse than this, and that's okay. Which class or member of the class this year are you most excited about? Chadwick?
Chadwick.
And I'm going to say Don Hahn.
That's fair.
I am super excited for that, and I will look forward to seeing who else is added in future years.
Ka-chow. Us. Just make us Disney Legends.
That'll work. All right, Obi-Wan Kenobi, A Jedi's Return is heading to Disney Plus on Disney Plus Day, which is also September 8th when Pinocchio arrives on Disney Plus as well. How many times can we say Disney Plus in one sentence? What do you think about this documentary?
I'm so excited for it.
Yeah, I mean, that's all we have to say. It's going to be awesome. We love it.
I'm just so excited to see Hayden Christensen and Ewan McGregor together again. Their dynamic at Star Wars Celebration was so good.
Yep.
Very much just like brothers.
Yep.
You were my brother, Anakin. Anyway.
But they weren't fighting.
They weren't fighting. It was fine.
They were just having fun.
They were just being goofy little guys. Goofy little lads, if you will. No, but I really enjoyed it, and I'm very much looking forward to seeing what it was like making this, especially for Hayden to come back to Star Wars.
But I feel like most of the making-ofs that have shown up on Disney Plus that have been made specifically for Disney Plus have been very enjoyable.
Yeah.
And my hunch is we're going to love every second of it and just wish there was more.
Oh, 100%.
If I, like,
just give me
that's my
B-roll
prediction.
of what it was like shooting on set. Just give me that.
Okay.
That'd be delightful.
Like right now, or?
No, like, give me hours
I thought
and
maybe
hours.
you were, like, leaving the show or something.
No. Give me hours and hours and hours of B-roll footage that I can just watch of them filming it.
I mean, that'd be fun.
I don't even care if anything happens. I just want to see it.
Enjoy the color purple. Clocky.
That's great. I've never seen that show.
I haven't either. All right, another show that will be coming. We don't know if it's to Disney Plus or somewhere else, but they're making a big Thunder Mountain movie, and let's just actually stick with that. I was going to talk about the directors, but let's not even get into that.
No.
Big Thunder Mountain movie. What is it? Like, if you're pitching me this big Thunder Mountain movie, what do you make it?
Oh, easy.
And let us know in the comments too. We're going to put them in the chat.
This is also very on brand for me. I know it's not as much Disney branding, but it's very on brand for me.
Okay.
It's a horror movie.
Ah.
It's a horror movie, kind of in the vein of like Exorcist or Evil Dead or something like that, because it is a runaway mine train that is possessed.
For Disney?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me live, okay?
Keep going.
This is me blue skying it, okay?
Okay.
They even say that on the Mark Twain, you know, just one of those old ghost stories. It's a runaway mine train that has been possessed by like spirits of coal miners or whatever. Make that a scary movie. Like, I would so watch that. I know a couple weeks ago we talked about like tainting the brand of Disney and yada yada yada. This is if I have complete creative control and Children aren't gonna watch it, whatever. Like, I think that would be so fun. There doesn't need to be like blood, gore, any naughty words, nothing like that. I just want it to be scary.
So you just want intensity.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, and ghosts. You know? Ghosts. They go boo.
See, and I was kind of thinking of these two kind of dorky, like, bank robbers.
So you just want the apple dumpling?
To me, that's the very natural joke, is they just remake the apple dumpling gang.
That'd be so fun.
Who would you pick? Like, who's the Don Knotts character?
I was
Like,
gonna say,
I don't know who that is
there
today.
is no Don Knotts of today. You have to have a very strong physical comedy.
And it has to be two of them.
And it has to Martin Short and Steve Martin.
They're too old. They need to be about 30 or 40 years younger.
De-age them in
Oh,
post.
okay.
Sorry, I've been watching a lot of Only Murders in the Building.
Okay, so Bailey's saying, in my mind, Big Thunder Mountain with a Phantom Manor tie-in. I like that a lot.
Love.
Mike says, a western town where all the people have disappeared and the protagonists are trying to find out what happened while trapped on a runaway train.
Ooh, spooky.
Do-do-do-do.
A little mystery action. That'd be fun. What's yours? Besides Apple Dumpling Gang.
Honestly, I think I would pull exactly from, probably not as tense, I would go the comedic route, but with a bit of actually kind of a Pirates of the Caribbean level of intensity.
Okay.
And I'm thinking, Dwayne Johnson and Kevin Hart. That could be funny.
Oh, that would be fun, actually.
But I think it would be like minors that things go horribly wrong, because that's what happens on Disney attractions and movies. And then, of course, there's these like two kids, a brother and sister, that join Dwayne and Kevin as they try to figure out what's going on with this mountain and save the town from disaster.
So here's my question.
Which is also kind of like Ghostbusters Afterlife. But
So Paul Rudd.
Paul Rudd, I like that better.
That continues my Only Murders tie-in. He's just been casted for season 3. Anyway, give me a chance to talk about things I like. I'm going to do it.
Pretty sure that was a spoiler.
No.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Don't tell me what's a spoiler and what's not.
Okay. Keep going.
I'm the one that watches the show.
Yeah.
Anywho, there are two different things, or both could happen. Do we think the earthquake is going to be in the movie, or the dynamite explosion?
Both.
Both? I think both, too.
I think they have to be.
For people that may not be aware, up until what, 2014? 2015? Was it earlier than that?
I don't remember.
It was an earthquake scene when you were going up the last lift hill inside. And all the rocks were kind of moving and shaking and all those things.
I think technically it still is.
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
But now it's a dynamite explosion where you're going up the lift hill and the thing is getting a little, what is it called? The fuse? There we go. You were just not going to help me on that. The fuse is getting shorter and shorter, and then it blows up and there's all these projections and all those things. So I would like to see both.
Okay.
I think that'd be fun.
That would be great. All
I
right.
just wanted to see what your mind was thinking.
I just think it's not going to be anything we think it is. And I think it'll probably end up being more dramatic than it needs to be. And
I think Pirates is very much in the vein. Like, I think
that'd be the right path to head. Yeah.
Not that I've seen Pirates.
I think I would prefer it to be like Pirates, and it'll probably be more like Jungle Cruise, which isn't terrible. It just, Pirates was better.
Yeah, Jungle Cruise was fine, but it's not a saga like Pirates.
That is true.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking of more entertainment, Hercules, the mythical musical adventure.
A lot of M's.
Yes, is heading to the Paper Mill Playhouse in New Jersey. And this is where plays either go to become really awesome things or they go to die. And this is kind of hey, this is either going to work or it's not. And for those of you that don't know, this is the continuation of that big show they put on in New York before the pandemic in Central Park. And I think it had like 100 people in the cast. This will be obviously much smaller and more focused. And I think it had, who was it that played Hades? It was...
Oh, the guy who played Hercules.
Yeah, I'm totally spacing his name at the moment. Anyway, that's going to bug me. I also saw him in Young Frankenstein, and he was in The Producers that I saw him in. I've seen him multiple times in losing his name. Hopefully
Someone
somebody in the
tell
comments. Anyway, this is a musical version of the animated musical Hercules that will be on, hopefully, the stage on Broadway someday. What do you think about this, and what do you think they have to do right and wrong?
Oh gosh. Well, I think this is great. Clearly it was at least semi-successful if they're being able to move it into a theater.
I would hope so with 100 people, and yeah.
Yeah, but the fact that they've done this before, they're now taking it to a theater, that gives you some hope that it is good. I think that to do it right, you keep the heart. I think to do it wrong, you take out the muses.
What about Pegasus?
Do it like what's his face? What's the reindeer? Sven.
Sven?
Sven. Do it like Sven in Frozen on Broadway.
Okay.
A puppet.
Okay. And he flies, which I guess they did make him
They
in the Hyperion fly.
yeah,
that one
but they
part.
also do on Broadway.
Yeah.
And it's also the puppet mechanism is very, very, very fascinating. There's currently a gal who's doing it on the tour, and she posts on TikTok about like getting into it and how she has her hair to get into the puppet and all of these things. It is fascinating. So I think they could do something very similar for Pegasus.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, I agree. I think they need a really good fill also.
Oh, you
Because
have to.
he's the
'cause
comic relief.
He's the comic relief, but also he's a lot of the heart.
Yep.
It's a work of heart.
That is very true. Do you think they keep all the music, or do they cut anything?
They're
And if so,
definitely
what
going,
would they cut?
They're definitely going to add something because that is
Always.
historically what they do for Broadway. Proud of Your Boy for Aladdin. The Elsa song for Frozen.
It might be a new love song between Hercules and Meg.
That might be.
Because I feel like that's something, if I were just going through and taking all the things that are in normal musicals, I'm like, oh, where's the love song? Like, she has the love song, but I feel like you could connect another song to that somehow.
I agree. I think you're 100% right on that. I don't think of anything off the top of my head they would take out. Because everything that I'm thinking of, like Zero to Hero, Can't Say I'm in Love.
They could make a Zeus song.
They could, but I don't know that I would find that as interesting.
No, I'm thinking of things that they would do. Like, I could imagine them, because they have the song of, what are the three in Aladdin that they added? It's Aladdin's friends, basically.
Yeah,
and,
as you've talked about before.
Yeah, and they're singing about themselves, and it's actually not my favorite song, but it adds something, I guess.
But when we're talking about additions, Proud of Your Boy is one of like the people hold that song to such a high standard, and they think that it is one of the greatest additions that could have been made.
It is. I mean, the real sad part is it wasn't in the movie, but it wouldn't fit. Like, it's a gorgeous song.
Yeah, I can't think of anything off the top of my head that they would remove. Because everything to me is so iconic.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think there could be a Hades song, too. Hades and his minions. I think that needs to be a song. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, that could be really funny. And it could be the whole part where he's wearing his merchandise. Like, that scene could become a song. Yeah.
Yes. I think that'd be great, actually.
Because I feel like that song almost writes itself. And I can imagine Alan Menken having a blast with something like that.
Yeah.
And just doing his Alan Menken thing. And that would be a lot of fun, I think. So this comes out in February at the Mill. And then it goes into March. There's tickets available right now. And then we'll see after that what happens with that musical that's not the Guy Ritchie movie that's also in the works. Which, if we really want to get weird, you wonder if the added songs for the musical will be connected to the movie musical. Yeah,
there's a lot to unpack there.
There's a lot going on there. I don't know. Like, that's a lot going on. But we will know, hopefully in the next year or two, how that goes and where it goes, if it goes anywhere. And maybe, for all we know, that this is just kind of a test run for the movie musical.
So hopefully it goes to Broadway, and then hopefully it's a national tour so that we can see
Because then it can come here, and that would be amazing, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Welcome
I completely agree.
to Geeks Corner Plus.
Let's see if it works. It did work.
What was that noise?
I don't know.
I hope you guys could hear that.
I hope so too. Starting off with Geeks Corner Plus, happy birthday, Matt from Huntsville, Alabama. I can read. That's right. Hope you have a very happy, whatever year this is. August 28th. I was reading it as the wrong way. But
That's fair.
That's okay.
Happy almost birthday.
I was like, oh, your 28th? Nope, that's not your 28th birthday. It's on the 28th. So happy birthday to you, Matt. And if you've got any questions for anybody in the chat, throw them there and we will answer them. If not, Katie has a subject that's very near and dear to her heart.
I have two subjects, actually.
Oh, okay.
That I want to be talking about tonight. Let me get comfortable for Geeks Corner Plus here. First thing, Tale of the Angels.
I love the Mariners.
We're going to kick it off. Yes, fun.
We should have put baseball hats on for this segment.
What if we literally just...
Yeah.
You'd have to switch hats off camera. Or just put a baseball hat on top of your
that's
trophy.
fine.
No one's allowed to see the top of your head. It's contractually protected. Anywho, fun fact, I was reading a
Angels.
Wikipedia article today about the Angels at dinner. Called the Mariners one of their rivals.
Cool.
Also, the Yankees, incorrect.
Okay.
Isn't
it the Dodgers?
That's Freeway Series. It also named like the Rangers, the A's, the Red Sox. I was like,
So they just don't get along with anybody. I see how this is going.
I think the Angels thinks those people are their rivals.
All right, so you were going to talk about a specific thing, though.
They're talking about selling the Angels, right?
Yes.
After 20 seasons, they're talking about selling the Angels. Also, in the works is Anaheim's new election.
Yep.
Previously, they voted to sell Angel Stadium, and then, corruption and the FBI and whatever.
Doesn't look good.
People buy. I think if everything lined up, you get somebody that's pro-Disney in office in Anaheim, and say the Angels go to a different stadium. What would you put in that land where the Angel Stadium is? If Disney was able to buy it, because Disney wants to. I feel like Disney's been talking about Angel Stadium land for 10 years.
I don't know. What would you put?
WESTCOT.
Oh, okay.
Easy.
What are you going to do at DCA then?
DCA is not WESTCOT.
It's got all the festivals though.
But it's not WESTCOT.
No.
The festivals are going to stay in DCA because you won't have to get on a bus to go to DCA. So that's easier money.
Okay.
No, I'm genuinely thinking from a business perspective, you already have more people that are going to be in that direct area. So it makes more sense to have the festivals there. WESTCOT, though, you can put Spaceship Earth. You can put not a full-sized World Showcase, but you can put something in that vein. Like, it's not going to be a carbon copy of EPCOT. I think that's something important to know. It's going to be different. And if you think about it, like, DCA was supposed to be WESTCOT, and there's not a whole ton of space there. Like, DCA is not that big for an EPCOT replica.
Okay.
And I'm thinking about, like, how you can currently see the Angel A from the freeway. Think about seeing Spaceship Earth from the freeway.
Mm-hmm.
I think that'd be really rad. You're not sold on this idea, though.
Not at all.
No, why?
I don't want another EPCOT. I don't even want a WESTCOT. I want something completely new.
Okay, so what do you want?
I was thinking about that as you were talking, and I think there's enough different things in the company now that you could pull from that this would be a really good place to throw in. Like, you could do, maybe it's an animation-based park, and that's where you throw in the Frozen stuff they're putting in Disneyland Paris with the entire Frozen area, and it's also going to Hong Kong, and then you throw in the Simpsons there whenever they get them back from, they're going to go somewhere. Like, I would rather them go in a new park than Disneyland.
I don't want to land.
And then, maybe that's Main Street for all we know, like the version of the entrance. And then you throw in Ice Age would be kind of fun over there. These are major, like, they make a ton of money, and you look at what's always showing up as getting really good streams on Disney Plus. And so just from a business standpoint, where are you going to put all these things?
So what you're looking for, and this is also funny because I brought this up at dinner today. What you're looking for is Disney's response to Florida's Epic Universe.
It's partially that. I think what I'm more looking for is recognizing if I'm sitting in the corner office and I have Ice Age, I have The Simpsons, I have Frozen that's severely underrepresented at the Disneyland Resort. Where do you put all these things? And they don't fit in Disney California Adventure. They don't fit at Disneyland. Like, it's just not enough room.
You can put anything in California Adventure. Who are we kidding?
But where are you going to put it? There's no room.
There's no room, but you
so they
can't
don't
say
fit.
that it won't fit thematically.
I'm not even talking theme. I'm talking you need space that's big enough for people to experience it. And if you have a whole new park, and maybe it's an animated park, and you just throw in, like, there's so many different things that they haven't used through the years.
I don't like that idea.
Okay, you don't have to. I didn't like your idea.
Oh no, the girls are fighting.
No, I think it's just difference of opinions.
Mike did say people would need to take the city bus or drive over if you have a park hopper. I think it would be very similar to how Walt Disney World functions.
Or they add a people mover. Like, they've talked about a trolley for Anaheim for years,
Monorail.
and that's being worked. Monorail could be extended. I don't think from a financial standpoint that's going to happen, but I could imagine them creating a different sort of transit system that takes you back and forth.
From Knott's to Disneyland at one point.
There's always random ideas, and but no, I think the whole way to be successful with something like that is go a completely different direction than anybody's thought of before, and if it's actually too close to Epic Universe, that's not a good idea either. I just think you could.
Well, no, but Epic Universe, it wouldn't be any similar to Epic Universe because that's Universal properties.
I know, but you can get thematically like, oh, this feels like that.
No, because they're using Star Trek and we already have Star Wars. They're using
Star Trek
in Epic Universe. Have you not heard that?
I have not heard that.
Oh.
That's a different company. Star Trek is owned by Paramount.
I thought that Universal bought licensing rights for that.
No, I don't think so. I think there's in the Mideast there's a Star Trek thing, but I don't think it lasted.
Are you sure?
No, but I'm fairly certain I would have heard about it. I follow Star Trek. I do follow Star Trek news pretty closely, though. We'll look into that. That'd be interesting.
Anywho, sorry, that was just something I had heard, and I thought that was like, okay, well,
yeah, I've never heard that.
We'll look into it.
What was your other topic?
My other thing I want to talk about is how early 2000s Tomorrowland was just EPCOT. I want to talk about that. I want to talk about how we had Honey, I Shrunk the Audience.
So the connecting dot tonight. I like it. Go ahead. Honey, I Shrunk the Audience.
Honey, I Shrunk the...
I just want you to connect the dots.
I do want to say something really funny, really quick. Is we'll do things like this, right? We'll be riffing. When I go home, my mom will be like, "It seems like you and Mr. Daps are angry at each other." Or not. Hi mom, hi dad, if you're watching this, I'm not mad at him. We're just yelling at each other tonight.
And honestly, I don't like either idea, so I'm like, I don't know what I put there. Probably not either of those, because I just don't feel like the one weird thing about that place is I would want to make sure that they could hide the freeway noise.
Yeah,
I hadn't thought of that till this very second, actually.
It's the 5, it's very loud.
Yep. Anyway, keep going.
Anywho.
EPCOT, 90s, or 2000s.
90s?
2000s.
Wrong year, wrong decade. Also brings me to another funny point that I want to talk about. Anyway.
We'll see how much time we have.
We have all the time. It's Geeks Corner Plus, baby.
Okay.
No, so like we had Honey, I Shrunk the Audience, we had Captain EO, we had literal interventions.
Yep.
We had
I liked our interventions better.
I loved our interventions. I loved it so much.
Yeah.
I mean, we took
especially when it still worked, where you could go around and then you went
when
in.
it was like still a rotating,
yeah.
and they would hold you until they had like.
Yep, that was good.
Hi mom, I'm not mad at him. I promise.
Keep going.
No, we had the background music, the BGM was very similar to EPCOT. Like all of these things. Oh, we had the interactive features of from the end of Spaceship Earth. All of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Also in Interventions.
Similar, yeah.
Tomorrowland really, really wanted to be EPCOT. I also just realized that if we put Space Mickey in EPCOT, it would be a perfect park.
There you go. I don't know where you go. Maybe on the backside of Spaceship Earth, but
he'd be in Future World somewhere. That it's not called Future World anymore.
It's like, what Future World?
World Discovery? Is that where Guardians and stuff
Sure.
Is it? Because it's World Nature, Celebration, and Discovery.
I think so, but
Nature's where Figment is? Or is that something? I don't know.
Isn't that I don't know.
No, there's no world imagination. The world has no imagination.
Okay.
Anyway.
Yeah, that's nature.
That's it. Yeah, because that's where Moana is going to go because
Well, we're running out of time, Katie, so what should people do?
Go to dapsmagic.com, check out all the Disney and geek news as it happens. Subscribe to our mailing list, find our Patreon.
And also make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We got a bunch of stuff going up, and we'll have all of our D23 Expo coverage daily as it happens when we are there in just a couple of weeks. But that is all the time we have for you tonight, so we'll see you around the corner.
Bye.